And away we go. It is the Aftermath, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com. We didn't have a buffalo? That's a night. That's okay. We'll survive. Go see our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. They're located, there we go. There's the buffalo. We're located in Dayton, Kentucky, right down the street from Newport on the levees. So just minutes from downtown Cincinnati. You have the best fried chicken in the city, the best chicken tenders, chicken dunkers. Love the fries, the coleslaw, fried pickles are always a treat. And of course, the Galactic sauce, which is out of this world. All right, Aaron.
That's my fault. Hand up.
Sweet victory.
I had the wrong one uploaded. I fixed it.
That's okay. That's okay. It's fixed. It's good now. Sweet victory. The Bearcats jump out early, take a big lead into the half. Colorado scratches and claws back, but Cincinnati closes, Aaron. They get the job done in the final minutes, and they walk out with a game that was probably going to end up on bad beats for somebody with Scott Van Pelt here at some point in time, because the end was maybe the most exciting thing that we've seen from the basketball team here in a while. I'm convinced that officiating crew had dollars and cents on the 8.5, but that's neither here nor there, as Cincinnati gets across the finish line, pulls out a victory. Aaron, it was nice. I'll turn it over to you.
It was about damn time. I like the pace they played with in the first half. First half was about as good a half as they've played all season. They got away from a lot of the things they did. They got away from the make shot offense in the second half. They got away from running in transition. I don't know if they were gassed. I don't know.
No, they didn't turn Colorado over. Colorado turned it over 5 times in the opening. Like, you wonder why they were up 10-0 and jumped out to an early lead. Colorado just kept handing them the ball for easy lay. I mean, maybe the best stat of the year, Aaron. It's not going to get any better than this. They forced 17 turnovers for 30 points, and they couldn't shoot the three for shit all night. So essentially, they forced 17 turnovers and scored 2 points on 15 of those 17 possessions. That's why the first half looked a lot better than the second.
You also shot 57% in the first half. You shot, 32%? 32% in the second half. It just wasn't.
Layups in transition produce much higher field goal percentages.
Just the intensity and the energy didn't seem the same in the second half. It started early and it didn't get that much better throughout the course of the second half. The first 2.5 minutes was not great at all.
Right? They weren't turning it over.
Well, Cincinnati was turning it over. Cincinnati was turning it over and taking poor shot selection. So they kind of got back into their old ways. But again, like I said, the first half was about as good as I've seen. I thought they put Sean Abayev actually in a good situation. I did laugh a little bit when the telecast said they made a hockey style substitution in the first half. Thought that was funny. But
I mean, they subbed 3 out of 5.
It was 4. It was 4 out of 5. Baba Miller.
At one point they did sub 4 because Celestine picked up his second foul. So they had 3 at the table. Celestine picked up his second foul, and they brought a 4th one to the table.
Look, I just laughed. I'm relaying what you didn't get to hear.
I'm telling it. I'm telling it what happened.
Stone Cold. The Stone Cold music after the and one was hilarious to me. Well played by the house DJ. That was fantastic, and then led to one of the telecasters not actually knowing what Stone Cold's move was called. And the other guy had to school him on it was a stunner. What do you mean? And then he tried to talk about Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, and there was full on wrestling conversation in the middle of the game. But that was pretty funny. Outside of that, though, yeah, it gets down to it in the nitty gritty, and Cincinnati holds off. They tried to mess it up, but they did hold off. They had enough of a lead where even they couldn't get in their own way at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, they tried to give it away. They made free throws. Like, they would have given it away. I think they made 5 of 6 free throws until Baba missed the one that could have ended up costing a lot of people money.
If I was Colorado, I think I would have started fouling them earlier than that. Like, just put them at the line and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, what'd they end up? 24 of 35. Aaron, they shot 35 free throws. I don't know how you could put them at the line whole lot more.
They did put them at the line. I don't know when the last time was we saw 30 plus free throws. I believe it was
that
last
officiating
season.
Crew was not good.
Didn't think it was bad. I
thought it was bad. I thought they let everything go around. I mean, Cincinnati, and it happened to Colorado too. Cincinnati got murdered at the rim probably 8 times with no whistle.
And Baba got away with a hook and hold, though. That was definitely a thing that
they
happened.
were bad. I'm not saying they were bad for Cincinnati, like bad against Cincinnati. I'm saying they officiated a poor game. It was that everything out front, every little touch out front is a foul. But then as soon as you get near the rim, you could just murder people.
It was just weird to see how many times Colorado brought the ball up and did the forearm push off to start their offense. It was every possession. It was literally every possession, just a giant forearm shove off. But I didn't think they called it differently on either side.
I just thought it was bad. Like, they were bad both ways. Like, both coaches were in those guys' ass all night.
At least if you're going to referee poorly, you're calling it poorly both ways. It didn't ever feel like they were calling it one-sided, in my opinion.
No, I agree. Like I said, I'm not saying they were bad like one side and not the other. I'm saying they were bad. Like, the officials were constantly barking at them, or the coaches were constantly barking at them. There was a bunch of ticky-tack stuff that wasn't a foul, and then there was stuff that was clearly a foul at the rim on both teams. Ted Boyle talked about it too. We knew Cincinnati was going to hammer us at the rim, and they did, and nobody called a foul.
Hunter, you're right. It was better than Kissinger.
Yeah. Well, that guy just doesn't know how to control the flow of a game. This game didn't feel choppy, at least.
No, not
especially,
which is crazy considering you had 35 free throws.
Number of free throws, right? I mean, and they shot 15. I mean, a lot
50,
less.
50 free throws.
Yeah. But look, it's a microcosm of this team, Aaron. That's what I was getting at in the beginning. When they can play free and play in the open court and score early, get early shots, early offense. They had Colorado completely discombobulated. Like, when you can do that, this team looks pretty good. When you slow them down, when you don't turn the ball over, when you're not, turnovers for touchdowns, easy layups, easy runouts, when they can't get into that flow, it bogs down. They struggle to run good sets. They struggle to get good looks. And there's a couple times tonight where, like, I actually thought the ball moved pretty well tonight against Colorado's defense. And then it would hit Buck and everything would just stop, and they'd be able, because he's not shooting threes, or at least, he took his 1 for the game. Two. Well, they were both bad. But there were 4 or 5 times where, like, the ball came to him and he was wide open and he thought about it. And then he hesitated and then he stops, and then the defense can reset. And then next thing you know, you're at 5 on the shot clock. I would like to see Day be more assertive in those situations. He throws it back to Jizzle too many times. where he's got
Right.
it with like 7-8 seconds and he just throws it back to Jizzle. Keep the ball and make something happen, because right now Jizzle stinks.
Well, like we talked about last game, you still are in a situation where Buck is shooting it as many times as Day, both from 2 and from 3, and that's not where I think this team needs to be, especially when he's playing. He played 6 less minutes than Day and still shot the ball as many times. Now, granted, they were both 3 of 7, but that's 2 threes that you didn't need.
No.
That what?
Jizzle was 1 of 9.
I'm talking about Buck.
I was talking about Jizzle. I was talking about
Jizzle. They continue. He continues. He's back on his 18-foot fadeaway, and it's not falling. You go 1 of 7 from 2. That's dreadful. And his only field goal was a layup on a fast break.
Wide open, uncontested layup on a fast break. It's his only field goal. My point is, Day-Day's got the ball in a lot of these situations as the clock is ticking down, and he is passing it to Jizzle.
I understand that he's being extremely selective with his shot, but it's almost too selective. Like, you are a far better shooter than Jizzle or Buck, and I would be totally okay with Day missing some of these shots than either Buck or Jizzle.
Yeah. I mean, that's ultimately, man, like that you want to know why Colorado was able to come back? Because they've got better guards than Cincinnati. Hargress and Johnson are better than Cincinnati's guards. Like, that's why they were able to come back. You were able to keep Cincinnati out of transition in the second half. I thought Baba missed a couple looks that went in the first half that rolled off the rim. He missed the 1-3 that was down and out. And then it becomes a game of guards. If you're playing a game of guards against this Cincinnati team, I like almost every other team in the Big 12.
Well, that's another one who shouldn't be shooting threes anymore. Baba, your 3 is not falling. I think he's he was 2 of 23 coming into the game, so now he's 2 of 26 on the season. That's terrible. That's terrible. Just you got to stop. I don't care how wide open you are. Again, we've talked about this it feels like all season at this point, but they're leaving you wide open because you cannot make that shot. You can't make that shot. Buck can't make that shot, and that you will have that shot all day.
You're going to be mad at me, but he needs to take 1.5. He does. Because if you can just not guard him out there with no repercussion that he's not going to at least try to shoot it, and you're not guarding Buck, then there's just 5 guys standing in the paint. And what works best for this team? What works best for this team? Playing downhill, playing through Chom and Miller, right? If they've got 5 guys standing just waiting in the paint because they don't have to respect 2 of your guys as shooters, you almost have to have Baba take 1.5 just to make people have to guard him a little bit.
Then run them on different rotations.
I mean, they're not playing. As the half goes on, I mean, they're starting together, but they're not playing a ton together, I don't think.
Start Jalen Celestine.
No. Look, they were up 10-0 today at the start of the game because their defense was elite. That's why they were up 10-0. That's their best defensive lineup that has Day, Buck, Chom, and Miller on the floor at the same time. Today, it ended up in a spark that got them out to a 10-0 lead, and they never trailed the entire game. So I'm not going to bitch about it this game, but I don't want Buck shooting threes ever. Like, there is at least for Baba, there is a history that he is not this bad as a three-point shooter. With Buck, there's 3 years of history that he cannot shoot the 3 and should never shoot the 3.
That's where we're at.
Play like you did the first half, you beat Iowa State. Iowa State's not turning it over 10 times in the first half.
Even if they did, they'd make the comeback. Like, they would have done what Colorado didn't do.
Yeah. Yeah.
18 points for Iowa State is not insurmountable.
No, 18 points for Iowa State is pretty easy.
Just saying.
Especially if this team goes on their standard ice cold streak at some point in time.
Ugh.
We only saw really one of them today. I think I only counted one 3+ minute stretch.
Was it the beginning of the second half?
Yeah. No, I think it was towards the middle. It was 7-7 that first segment in the second half. The first 4 minutes. So they scored a couple times in there. It felt worse.
It didn't feel like,
it felt worse
because their shot selection was not good and they were turning the ball over.
Yeah, when they're not getting run out dunks and layups, is not a good offensive team.
I did think, however, Mustafa Cham continues to be playing at a very high level. He's been over the last he's now at, I think, 6 of 7 in double digits.
Yeah, the big thing for me, Aaron, was they played a lot of that 2-3 zone early. Cham made a couple 15-footers, 12, 15-footers. Now Iowa State has to – I've already moved on from Colorado. Already moved on. Now Colorado is still in that zone, but they've got to – as soon as Cham catches, the defense has to react. Then they were able to get baseline. They threw a couple lobs, hit a couple layups. So I thought it was really critical for Cham in that early stretch to hit those. He had scored the first basket of the game with the 12-footer. I think he had 6 of the first 12, something like that. That was big for breaking up that zone. And they were bad. Like I thought at times when Cincinnati's played zone, it has looked really bad. That Colorado zone was terrible. And how about Tad Boyle after the game? I don't know if you saw his post game. I would watch it.
Nope.
He said to me, I asked him a question. He said to me, we let Cincinnati shoot 57%. When's the last time Cincinnati shot 57% in a game? I was like, oh, shit. He's like, the Colorado defense cures what ails you.
Well, it wasn't 57% in a game. It was a half.
Well, yeah, the first half.
They ended 44%. So
we were talking about the first half where Cincinnati diced up that zone pretty good. But yeah, he let me see if I can pull up a little bit. I love Tad Boyle. He's I think he's a really good coach. I don't think he's got a great roster this year, but that is what it is. Cincinnati struggles offensively. The numbers show that. We didn't make them struggle in the first half. Colorado's a good tonic for whatever the ailment is. I'm sure they were happy to see us on the schedule.
Sometimes it's okay to not say things like, this is what we needed to show the world we're a great team or whatever.
No, basically we stunk ass tonight, and they were the tougher team. They were the more physical team, and they killed us. It was pretty funny. I like Tad Boyle a lot. I mean, I don't know how long he's going to last at Colorado now. Like it's not going well there.
It's been tough.
And 2 or 3 years ago, he had a really good team. And since then, it has gone in the other direction. I mean, Yeah. 25, they were 14-21. They're 12-5 right now, but they're not going to win many games in the Big 12. I don't
Nope.
see it. Just trying to think of what else.
30 points
Overall.
off turnovers, 28 in the paint, 9 of 14 from layup, 4 of 5 dunks. The only missed dunk was Mustafa Cham, where he thought he got fouled.
He did get fouled.
Well,
they like I said, they got. I would say if you go back to all 5 missed layups, they were fouled. He called his team soft like 7 times. It's like 7 times he called his team soft.
It is refreshing to hear a guy say it how it is.
He doesn't mince words. I like Keyshawn Tillery too.
He's been playing really good minutes. Haven't been at all upset with his time on the floor. Alvin Zella didn't get a whole lot of run tonight, but he had a great hustle play, falling out of bounds and making it happen.
But yeah, I mean, you get 40 and 13 from Miller and Cham. Now, Aaron's going to go off here in a little bit because Cham only had 2 rebounds. But Baba gets 4 assists. They both had 2 blocks each. Cham had 2 steals. Like, that's what you envisioned when you put the front court together of Cham and Baba Miller, right? Like that's you paid a lot of money for those 2 guys. Like that, you built your team around them. They are rounding into form together, looking like what you paid for.
Offensively, yes. But rebounding, I still expect probably more than 13. You got out rebounded by Colorado.
Yeah.
Both teams shot 25 of 56. Both teams got out rebounded.
I mean, they got out rebounded by 1, Aaron. Jesus Christ.
He's 7'2". You should have more than 2 rebounds. 2?
You probably should have more than 2 rebounds. But they got out rebound like it was 33-32. Let's relax.
I still think if you have the tallest man on the floor at all times, you should probably
I agree.
win.
He should get
handily.
More rebounds. I agree. He should have more than 2 rebounds. I mean, the ultimate problem is nobody had more than 3 outside of Baba. Like I get the sense a little bit, especially defensively, like they are waiting on Baba to go get everything. Do you notice anybody else being super aggressive on the defensive glass?
He's always in the right position. Always.
Yeah. I mean,
if he isn't getting the rebound, he's either getting a hand on it, trying to volley it out, or he is getting over the back.
Where do you think Baba Miller ranks nationally in defensive rebound rate? Of all the players in college basketball in America,
he's top 5.
2. He's the number 2 defensive rebounder in the country.
He was 4 like 2 games ago, so I knew it was top 5.
Yeah, he's getting 32% of the defensive rebounds when he's on the floor. That is wild for one guy.
Well, especially considering you have another player on the floor who's 7'2".
And Cham is 240 in the country on defensive rebound rate, not ranked on offensive rebound rate. So they're one of the, where are they in defensive rebounding? They are the number 5 team in the country in defensive rebounding. And it's almost all just Baba. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
There's nobody else over 20% defensive rebound rate on this team. Cham's at 19.3%. Baba is at 32%. That's crazy. I mean, I struggle to remember anybody that's been as good as a defensive rebounder as Baba Miller. He gets everything.
Yeah.
But I need the other guys to be a little bit more aggressive because I feel like they're just standing around now watching Baba go get everything.
I think this game kind of goes off what I've said for the large part of the season, though, which is this team goes as Baba Miller goes.
Yeah.
Tonight, 25-11.
4 assists, a couple blocks.
Just another notch on.
You know what, Teeth? I'm interested. You've got me interested, so I'm gonna look.
Almost 4 more per game than last year with Dylan Mitchell, who was the team leader.
Trey was 49th in the country his senior year. He got 25.4% of the defensive rebounds when he was on the floor, compared to Baba, who's getting 32. So Baba gets 7% more of the defensive rebounds than even Trey Scott, who was the last UC player to average double-digit rebounds in a season.
Or was it before him? Do you know?
It had been a long time since when Trey, I remember Trey hitting like he averaged double-digit rebounds, and it being a long time since somebody else had done it.
Yeah.
Because I know Yancey, if I remember correctly, Yancey had 9 a couple times, but never actually got all the way to 10 rebounds a game. So, yeah. You want to get to it? You got anything else?
We can. No, it's just we've seen Mustafa playing consistently now. You've got to find somebody else playing consistently. You cannot just hope, because if one of these two guys is off, then what? I think that's where you talk about wanting to see some more aggression out of Day-Day, some more where I talk about wanting to see more rebounding out of anybody.
We'll continue this for a second. Hicks senior year. So, Jeff, Hicks was a good defensive rebounder, but that was not his strength. Hicks was an absolute animal on the offensive glass. His senior year, he finished 45th in offensive rebound rate, 13.5%. He only got 16.5% of the defensive rebounds, 408th in the country. But as a offensive rebounder, he was outstanding. 76th as a junior. Eighth. His offensive rebounding rate was 8th in the country as a sophomore. So, yeah, Hicks was incredible on the offensive glass. Those Huggins teams actually weren't. They were good defensive rebounding teams, but the offensive glass is where they just beat the hell out of people. A lot like, very similar to Houston and Kelvin Sampson. And Hicks was only 6'4". And he's got maybe my favorite moment ever in my time watching UC, when he hit his head at the end of the first half against Louisville, went to the locker room, came out of the locker room, concussed. The trainer tried to tell him he couldn't go in. I believe Eric pinned him against a wall and said he was playing. The trainer said, okay. Eric walked out of the locker room as the half had already started, straight past the bench, straight past Andy Kennedy, right to the scorer's table, checked himself in, and led Cincinnati to a victory over Louisville. And if you ask Eric about it, he will tell you he does not remember the entire second half. He cannot tell you one thing that happened in the second half of that game.
Probably doesn't even remember that interaction.
No, he does. He told me that. So he remembered that part.
Unless it was told to him.
Yeah, maybe the trainer told him what happened. let's see. What was his? They don't go back that far for box scores. They beat Louisville 74-68 that game.
All right. Let's get to it. Baba Miller with another double-double. 25 points, 10 of 17 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, 5 of 9 from the line, 3 offensive, 8 defensive, giving him 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 fouls, 2 turnovers, 2 blocks, 34 minutes played, plus 8.
Was incredible in the first half. Incredible in the first half. 7 of 8, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, only 1 turnover in 15 minutes. Second half, he missed a couple that he made in the first half, within like 3, 4, 5 feet of the rim. But 15 in the first, 10 in the second. You get double digits in both halves. I'm not gonna complain too much. Again, just elite as a rebounder, especially on the defensive glass. And he's the best player on this team.
His alley-oop dunk where he ends up on one hand just hanging was fantastic. Yeah. He had another dunk where he brought both knees to chest, just kind of big boying him. When he's angry, he can dunk angry.
How about the no look from Day driving baseline when Colorado thought the ball was going to come out on the other side? And Day just kind of flips it right behind him to Baba, who's standing there in the dunker spot against the zone. That was why he was outside of the transition stuff. Him from the dunker spot in the zone, they threw a lob to him. He got a couple dishes going baseline. Like, he was excellent against the zone. He really made things happen.
Yep. Mustafa Cham. 15 points, 6 of 8 from the field, missed his only 3, 3 of 4 from the line, 2 defensive rebounds, 1 foul, 2 turnovers, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 30 minutes played, plus 11.
He's been great. He's been great lately. And it's weird with him, right? Because he can't play against like slow white mid-major dudes. He's got to be playing against like big power. He did this at UCF, where at UCF he did not play well in the non-conference, and then as Big 12 play heated up, he played better and better and better along the way. It's happening again. This is a guy that needs another 6'11", 7-footer to really bring out the best in him. But like I said to open the show, those couple shots he hit mid-range against the zone where they left him open in the middle, that really taxed what Colorado was trying to do defensively. Look, Tad Boyle had the right plan, right, Aaron? His plan was, we're going to sit in this 2-3 zone and we're going to make Cincinnati shoot jump shots.
And they did. They love jump shots.
But they
especially inside the arc.
They only took, I'm talking, when you play a 2-3 zone, the design of a 2-3 zone, keep teams from driving, make them shoot a bunch of threes that you want them to take. Cincinnati didn't take the bait. Only 16 threes. They probably won't have a lower number in the Big 12 this year. So I give them credit for Colorado had a plan, and Cincinnati diced up that 2-3 zone, getting to the middle, getting to the dunker spot, driving baseline. But I thought a lot of it started because Cham was so good from 12, 15 feet. And then all of a sudden, Colorado was on their heels in that zone.
It'll be interesting to see what he looks like against Iowa State and Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're probably not going to give him that much space.
He's thrived in it.
Yeah.
So, we'll move on next to Day at 9 points, 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, made both his free throws, 1 offensive, 1 defensive, giving him just as many rebounds as Mustafa Cham at 2. 4 assists, 3 fouls, 3 turnovers, 3 steals, 33 minutes played, +8.
I don't know how many times I need to. I need him to hunt his shot more, so other guys shoot less. Like I need him at the end of a shot clock to not throw it back to Day. I watched him do it 3 or 4 times tonight, where it's under 10 seconds. Day has the ball and he defers to Jizzle. You're the better player. You're the better player. Go get your shot. I would much rather, if it comes to a 12-footer, I'd much rather have Day taking it than Jizzle taking it at this point in time.
I thought it was strange that you had Wes and Baba and Day all at the podium at the same time in the post-game presser.
That's how we do conference games.
Oh, they don't do separate and then.
No. Well, the thing is, in the non-conference, we don't do opposing coaches. Okay. So they bring the players in first because Wes is doing post-game radio. But during conference play, they bring the visiting team in coach first. So Wes is done with the radio by the time it's time for Cincinnati to come up there.
I guess I just would have liked to hear some more. You only had 11 minutes and you didn't really get to hear what Day-Day's. I think Day-Day had 2 questions maybe the whole time.
He doesn't say a whole lot.
I would have been curious to hear some of those questions though, if it had just been him and Baba.
Jizzle is not inconsistent, Teeth. Right now, he is very consistent. It's not good.
We've said it all season that he's your second best player. Right now, he's not playing like your second best player. He's allowing Mustafa Cham to take that from him, which is fine, but he's not even shooting enough to look like your second best player when you have Buck and
imagine if you get
those shots.
If you get Day playing better and you've got Baba and Cham going like they're going right now, now you've got a guard and a guard, a forward, and a center, and your defense is really stressed. Like I need Day to be a little more selfish. Not a ton. Like I don't need him shooting 17 shots, but I need him to be a little bit more assertive, especially late clock. Like you're the guy, man. You're the guy. Go get it. Go get yours.
Well, if you've got Jizzle and Buck taking 16 between the two of them, I think you could probably take 5 of those and give them to Day, and the score looks different.
I think 11 or 12 is a good number, Aaron.
Yeah.
I think if he's taking 11, 12 shots, I think that's a good number for Day. I don't like 7, 6, 7, 8. I need him to be a little more aggressive than that. Hey.
Buck Harris, 9, also 3 of 7 from the field, just like Day. 0 for 2 from 3, 3 of 6 from the line, 3 defensive rebounds, his only rebounds, 4 assists, 4 fouls, 1 block, 2 steals, 27 minutes played +4.
He needs to stop shooting threes and jump shots in general. If you've got a path to the lane, if you're in transition, if you feel like you got your guy on your hip and you can get to the rim, I'm okay with it. Other than that, outside of 5 feet, I don't need to see Buck shoot.
Without the threes, he would have been 9 points, 3 of 5, 3 of 6 from the line, 3 rebounds. And I think that's a great stat line for him. But the 2 threes it just kind of messes with the whole stat line. I don't know. Again, like I said, they're going to keep giving you that shot. They will leave you wide open, and you have to have the wherewithal to just know that that's not your shot. Right now on the season, where's he at? He's 3 of 23 after tonight.
It's not great, Bob. Not great.
Right there with Baba. All right. Keep it moving. Sean Abayev, 7 points, 1 of 2 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 4 of 6 from the line, 1 rebound, defensive, 1 assist, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 9 minutes played, -1.
Better, I guess. He got fouled on 2 threes, made 4 of the 6 free throws.
Yeah.
He cost me $1, so I'm not real thrilled with him.
Okay.
Keegan and I had a small wager on him hitting a 3 in his first segment tonight on the floor, and he did. So I owed Keegan $1.
His I don't know what was going on with his rubber bands on his pigtails, as he had one gray, and I'm not sure if he had one on the other side or maybe it was black. I don't know.
No idea, dude. No idea.
I don't know.
Better. He took a couple good shots. He was taking open rhythm threes. The 2 he got, the one he got fouled on was late clock. The guy crashing into him was just a terrible defensive play, trailing. It was how many times? That was the Dan Skillings foul, right? Trailing a guy coming off a screen. He catches and shoots, and you just crash into him, send him to the line for 3 free throws on a shot he was never going to make. It was the old Dan Skillings foul.
I thought even defensively he looked better tonight. He almost had a steal. That one goes, I believe, it went out of bounds, maybe. But yeah. I thought they put him in with the rotations that made a little bit more sense to try and give him some better time on the floor. And I think you saw a marked improvement tonight from where he's been the last several games.
Yeah.
Jizzle James, 6 points, 1 of 9 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, made all 4 of his free throws, 3 defensive rebounds were his only rebounds, 3 assists, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 31 minutes played, +3.
If I never see another Jizzle James fadeaway 18-footer, I'll be a happy man. It doesn't go in. It's not a good shot. He doesn't make them. Like some of that stuff from like 10 feet, I don't mind as much because he's getting a paint touch. He's making the defense react to him. But these, fade away, late shot clock, 18-footers, it's the worst shot in basketball. It is just an absolutely terrible shot. And I hate it. I hate it.
His shooting percentage after tonight drops to 35.8%. Before tonight, it was 38.9. So 1 of 9 is just not going to cut it. That's not great.
Alex, we're not complaining about West tonight, man. They won. Like, we're not complaining about things tonight. Not going to do it. Other than Jizzle's 18-foot fadeaway jump shot.
And Mustafa Cham's 2 rebounds. Jalen Celestine, 3 points, 1 of 4 from the field, all threes. 1 defensive rebound, his only rebound, 3 fouls, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 16 minutes played, +14 to lead all Bearcats.
Maybe my favorite defensive play of the night because I have not seen him do it hardly at all. They ran that side ball screen and they doubled, and the guy tried to throw it over Celestine, and he took it away from him. I have not seen him double that action really all season, and Colorado was not expecting it, and the guy panicked. Yeah.
I think if he doesn't have early foul,
couple more rebounds.
I think if he doesn't get in early foul trouble, he probably plays a little bit more aggressively defensively.
For sure.
He probably also sees more time on the floor, which allowed Sean Abayev to get out there. So it just is what it is. 2 early fouls, and your first real time out there, and so long first half.
Thrifty. Sure.
There's
Probably, yeah.
It's not thrifty walrus. This is thrifty hippo.
Oh, 50 hippopotamus. Yeah. If West goes 12 and look, it's make the tournament. Make the tournament or changes have to be made.
Bust.
If he goes 12-2, chances are he's probably gonna make the tournament because he's gonna have wins over some combination of Houston, Arizona, BYU, Texas Tech, Kansas, Iowa State. But it's not happening. So
if he goes 12-2, I don't think the world is ready for my level of energy. I'm just saying. Keyshawn Tillery, 3 points, missed his only shot, 3 of 4 from the line, 3 rebounds, all defensive. He out rebounded Mustafa Cham in 8 minutes, by the way. 1 foul, 8 minutes played. Shortest player out rebounding the tallest player on the floor. +3 in the plus minus.
I love his defensive energy. Like, it's so good.
Even his offensive energy.
Yeah.
His first step is nasty.
You know who he I don't know if you'll relate to this as much as I do. He reminds me of back in the late aughts, early 10s, the guards that Jay Wright would have, that you could barely get the ball across half court because they just played underneath you. And if you got the ball anywhere near them, like, it was hard to dribble because their hands were right underneath where you were trying to dribble. They were smaller, they were quick, they were really aggressive, and you could never start your offense against those Jay Wright Villanova teams because Kyle Lowry and the names are escaping me right now, but they just drove you nuts because you couldn't get into your offense because they were so pesky at the point of attack. That's the flashback I get on Keyshawn Tillery.
I feel like he's got some Justin Jennifer in him.
No.
You don't think so?
No. Jennifer wasn't nearly as athletic, as shifty as he is.
Okay. Well,
Justin was a little chunky. He was not fleet of foot.
In any case, yeah, just a lot of energy every time he's on the floor. I think his minutes have been fantastic. I did not believe before Kirk Reeson went down that he was ready for Big 12 play, and he has proven me wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
it's limited, but I think the minutes that he's gotten have been perfect. I think what he's given you during that time has been perfect, and I don't know how much more you could ask for. He doesn't shoot. That's
not his role. He knows what he's being asked to do when he goes in. I think he's a perfect, like, 8 to 10 minute a game, one segment a half. He comes in and gives you a little bit of a spark, a little bit of energy.
Yeah. So
Dan Horde said Kerr told him he hopes to be back by the Arizona trip. That is, you know how many times I've had a player tell me I'm going to be back next week, and then it's like 3 weeks before the play. Like, the player always wants to come back.
Well, of course he wants to be.
They're closer to coming back than they are.
Of course he wants to be back against his old team too. Like,
yeah, that's not to say he won't be back against Arizona. I'm just saying from personal experience, the player is not always the best source for that information.
No points for Halvin Zella. 1 rebound. It was offensive. 2 minutes -2. And no points for Tyler McKinley. 0 for 1 from the field. 1 defensive rebound. 2 assists. A foul. 8 minutes played -3.
I love his ability to pass.
It's fantastic.
He's such a good passer. He's so basketball smart on where to
Savvy.
put the ball, when to deliver the pass. He just has a skill that not many big men have.
Yep. But that's a wrap.
All right. That's gonna do it. It's a win, Aaron. You can go to bed after a win. I love it. I love
It's
it.
gonna happen again. The next two are daunting.
Here's the problem. It could possibly happen again on the Arizona trip on a Saturday night. Do you know what time that game tips off?
10:30, something stupid late.
10 o'clock on a Saturday night. And I think I have to get up at like 5 in the morning to go to a volleyball tournament on Sunday.
Woof. I guess the good news is, as long as it's not snowing, she can drive, and you can just kind of you can have your dad sit in the passenger seat and be the.
Well, my dad just went to that one tournament. He probably won't go to this one.
Have Liz stay up and be in the passenger seat, and you can just crash in the back, Brent Young style.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Well, this dog has got to go, and
dogs are barking.
The dog has got to go potty. That's gonna do it. That is that's the aftermath. Sorry. Brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken. Bearcats win. Bearcats win. Bearcats win. Right here on BearcatJournal.com. See ya.